The wrestling podcast that sets all other podcasts apart. Covering news from the world of WWE, AEW, TNA, and more. Your favorite weekly episodic podcast, Ramblers Unleashed, starts now.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back to your Friday night delight. It is Ramblers Unleashed, your weekly episodic podcast, all on the wonderful world of professional wrestling. I'm Dizzy. Thanks for joining us tonight on this very special after SmackDown Ramblers Unleashed as we head into WrestleMania 40 for the weekend, the entire weekend. Who's ready for WrestleMania? This was a really, really big night for WWE, and we're going to dive right into most of the action tonight, but give you some of the stuff that maybe you didn't hear about. Plus, we'll give you our predictions for WrestleMania night number 1. And by the way, we will not be on the air tomorrow, but because we all have stuff to do. But we will return on Sunday, sometime around Sunday. We'll talk about it later, and we'll let you know on our social media page at Facebook at Ramblers Unleashed, and we'll let you know of a time. And remember, as always, to subscribe and click the little bell icon so that you know whenever we are going live. Let me introduce the Ramblers. First and foremost, the man, the myth, the legend, the one who constantly gets on my nerves and knows that he does, but damn it, I would take a bullet for him in a heartbeat. The man who is in Texas, but whose heart is in Colorado. He is the only heel that really matters. You can call him Mr. Magus, but we call him the mighty Max Magus. Golfers clap.
Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, first off, I have some breaking news for you. In Philly tonight, the man finally got off of his lost run on the Philadelphia roads, found his way back to the arena for This Is Extreme. That's right, Sandman is in the arena.
Yeah.
Also, you may have noticed, I'm a little dressier tonight than normal. I got a nice little polo going on. That's because this is our biggest show of the year, because this is the biggest weekend of the year in pro wrestling. Listen, I don't like the AEW stands versus the WWE stands, but I don't care which side you support. This is the biggest weekend of the year. Right now, we have started it out, and I'd like to quote something for you as we started out. It is I, the quintessential stud muffin, Joel, this girl I know wanted to see the show live here in Connecticut, so I told her to bend over and I'd show her where I'd stick it for 45 minutes. She proceeded to tease and please and lick it, but when all was said and done, you know I made her buy a ticket. Gertner. That's right. Joel Gertner is also at This Is Extreme. Love that guy. Missed you from the ECW reviews, gentlemen. Welcome to WrestleMania weekend.
Yes. Welcome to it. And, big shout
That's
out
good. That's great.
Was beautiful, man. That was beautiful.
That was great.
Gorgeous. Big
And
shout
CM
out
Styles, welcome to the chat.
Yeah. Gotta have Destroying Kayfabe in the chat. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Next up, a man that needs no introduction for when he steps into a room. Not only does the crowd gaze upon his wonderful knowledge and incredible good looks, but they also find themselves in a haze of a goodness, a deep contact high. The man who speaks the truth and cares not of who disagrees. The final boss, the high one. He is the Baron. Golfers clap, please.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. I'm not going to do a Max because that was too phenomenal.
That was beautiful, yeah.
Cannot even remotely come close to what he just said. So I'm just going to say thank you. And this weekend's going to be absolutely amazing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. I'm so pumped for it. Max, you one up me, man. That was impressive.
It's WrestleMania weekend. I got to go big or go. Oh wait, I am home. Still got to go big.
We're all home.
He had the cue cards up, man. Somebody wrote that promo for him.
And listen, Dizzy, during your introduction of Baron, I think you finally figured out why I was always eating on the show. I mean, our contact high made me
my
have
apologies
the
for the contact. Yeah, my apologies out there.
We'll just blame Baron.
I will take all blame for any type of smoke that is ventilating through the systems for you guys. My apologies.
Oh, it's all right. Everybody, every once in a while, you got to take one for the team.
Oh, you got to. You got to.
And finally, the man who not only keeps our heads above water, but graces us week in and week out with his technical wizardry, his charming personality, and dare I say, another key factor into why there is a missus, his immaculate physique. The gentleman of gentlemen, the gentle giant himself, the host of Smash This Podcast and Total Nonstop Impact with the latest TNA reviews on YouTube over any other podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, the great one, the infamous J-Bone. Golfers clap, please.
Look at that toy collection.
Yeah. How you doing, brother? Happy WrestleMania.
I'm doing,
man.
Happy WrestleMania weekend. We're kicking this weekend off a little early. Right now, the Hall of Fame is on. I see Roman Reigns is looking dapper. I can't remember the last time I saw this guy in a suit. I think the last time I saw this guy in a suit was in NXT when he was the same character, only different.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes back to 2012.
Yeah.
Don't you feel old? I know I do.
I think he had a suit on one night when he was just on SmackDown to cut a promo, no match. But then again, pretty much every SmackDown is him cutting a promo, but no match.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
When you're that great, you can do whatever you want.
3 years running.
Absolutely. It is WrestleMania weekend. We are all excited here on the show. I don't think anybody is going anywhere because we're all going to be at home watching WrestleMania. And just besides the Baron.
It's ruined Saturday for me, but you know.
So Baron, you have the reason, honestly, one of the reasons we're doing this tonight is
blame
because
me, guys.
No, don't. We're not going to blame you. I mean, shit.
No, we're going to blame Dizzy because we were still going to do it tomorrow, but then he decided he wanted to go watch that damn second-rated team play.
Oh,
yeah.
Max.
WrestleMania weekend, come on.
Oh my! At least it's a 1:15 game that I'm going to. By the way, go Cardinals. And Baron, you're going to a wedding this weekend, right?
Yeah, I'm going to a wedding. I'm going to a wedding on Saturday on WrestleMania weekend.
Are you gonna have your phone on you? Are you gonna watch WrestleMania?
No, I'm not watching anything while I'm there. I plan on. What is the actual start time for this? Do we know? Yet?
Oh
yeah.
This just in. Paul Heyman is making his way up to the podium, and right along the entranceway was Rob Van Dam, Tommy Dreamer, and Bubba Ray, and he gave them all a big hug.
Awesome. Yeah.
We continue.
As far as the start time for WrestleMania, I'm going to look that up.
I'm looking right now, and it says 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, so 6 o'clock for us.
6 o'clock.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna probably miss just a little bit, so I should be in tune with the rest of you guys sooner or later, because you know.
If they keep it the way they've been doing it, there shouldn't be any matches on the countdown from 4 to 6.
No, there won't be any. There shouldn't be any countdown matches. It's all the pre-show is like outside in a special guest area.
Yeah, it's gonna be super cold in Philly this week, isn't it?
I think so.
Seen
Yeah,
a post about that. Ooh, that's gonna be brutal.
Hold on a minute. It's WrestleMania weekend, and Dizzy's going to be locked in the basement listening to Nickelback albums. Dude, Styles, the fuck I ever do to you, man?
I love that guy.
The fuck I ever do to you, bud? Damn.
That's
Damn.
funny.
Well, welcome to it. Well, happy WrestleMania weekend, especially to CM Styles. Let's go ahead.
Look at this photograph.
Yeah, shut up.
Oh,
Every
sorry.
time I do it makes me laugh.
Shut the fuck up. Let's talk some wrestling stuff, okay? Not Nickelback. All right. The first story that I have for us tonight is a kind of a spoiler, but it's also, I don't know. People are going to be very hit and miss about this. And Triple H confirms the return of the WWE draft. He made a significant revelation by confirming the return of the draft with the coming month or so. The announcement sets the stage for another round of roster reshuffling and surprises, building anticipations among fans worldwide. Now, reflecting on last year's draft, there were notable shifts such as Bianca Belair's transfer to SmackDown, injecting fresh dynamics into the retrospective brands, and that's okay. But I don't know about this draft. And another thing I'm not too really sold on is, did you guys see Bianca, Naomi, and Jade Cargill's promo tonight on SmackDown? It was just very lackluster. It was not impressive at all. It was just, stale.
It was supposed to be simple and to the point. It was just signifying that they are one as a team. I mean, they look like some stars. I'm number one. I love Naomi, and I'm biased because she spent over half a year over on TNA, just absolutely kicking ass. So when she came back to the WWE, her status, in my professional podcasting opinion, is just elevated because she came back with another world championship belt underneath, in her, well, she had to do something. She had to be winning some kind of titles. And Bianca Belair, and then bringing Jade Cargill into the mix. It just looks like a power trio to me. And if you're gonna put anyone up against Damage Control, I mean,
and it may be.
I think it's gonna really work.
Yeah, I mean, it may be a power trio, but Baron, did you catch the promo tonight? What did you think? Because honestly, I just looked at it, and honestly, the promo made him look weak to me, in my personal opinion.
I mean, there's clearly work that needs to be done. I mean, I think that's why it took a while for Jay Carr, to kind of get into the main roster. I think there's, I don't remember much from Jade, but promo-wise in AEW, if at all, really. I just can't remember. Kind of like Shapo said, there wasn't much that needed to be said. I think these are ladies that will go into the ring and just put on a show,
She was protected a lot in AEW. So, and that's why she didn't just, bust down the door and jump in the ring and start doing matches.
Yeah,
they wanted to make
a lot of
sure.
work.
Yeah, they wanted to make sure when she did debut, number one, she looked good. I think she looks like an absolute megastar.
Oh yeah,
sure.
For sure. When she is, sorry, I'm watching Heyman get all emotional. It's kind of funny. That when she does go out there to kick ass, she's ready. Her opponents are ready. I mean, everyone's going to have good and bad nights in the world of professional wrestling, but they wanted to make sure that she looked like a star and, that she was ready to do her best, especially debuting on the stage of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, but Max, I didn't think that this promo was that stellar, honestly. If you, I don't know your thoughts, but I do want to know. Did you think they need to perfect their mic work?
All right. I've never always been that big of a fan of Naomi. Her in-ring work is improved, but not great. Her mic ability has never been there. Bianca does some pretty decent promos sometimes. Tonight was not one of those nights, but she was better than Naomi tonight. And Jade Cargill, actually, out of the three of them, I wasn't disappointed in her part of the promo. I thought she delivered it very well.
Yeah.
But the problem is, and I've said this before, if you can't cut a promo, you need a mouthpiece. That's why Heyman has had his job for as long as he has, because there's always somebody that needs a mouthpiece. Punk can cut a promo. He didn't really need the mouthpiece, but the story was there to make that work. But there are people, like the Authors of Pain, that just can't work the mic. That's why you need Ellering. Brock Lesnar cannot keep from cussing on a microphone. You need Paul Heyman for him. There are people that just need a mouthpiece, and either let Jade do all the talking or get these girls a mouthpiece.
Yeah, and I mean, we kind of went off the topic, but I don't know about this draft, the return of the draft. I mean,
I enjoy the draft. I always find it fun to watch the draft, and I think it's one of the there's not much in between Mania and SummerSlam. And, the draft shakes things up.
Yeah.
We get people on different shows. If whatever happens Sunday night, we get a new champion. We got new contenders. I always enjoy the draft. I always think it's fun. I'm always a fan of it. I think it'll work out. WWE does well with the drafts usually.
I hate rumors. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, and to just piggyback on what Baron said, I agree with all that. And I like it when there's surprise debuts or call-ups from NXT. So that's one thing I always look forward to after Mania.
Yeah. So I mean, go ahead, Max.
The first thing I was going to say is I try to avoid seeing the rumors and the spoilers and stuff as we're leading up to a show, especially the biggest show of all. I don't necessarily want the spoilers. I want to sit here and enjoy the show as Triple H wrote it for me to enjoy it, because the other guy wasn't doing a very good job when he was controlling the story, but Triple H is doing a damn good job in my opinion. So I don't want the spoilers. I want to be able to enjoy it. One of the spoilers that I have heard coming into this rumor, I guess, is that they want to split the tag titles again. Now, I shared an article that actually had a really good idea of how that could be done. I'm not going to go into that because that's more of a spoiler than I want to give. But if you're gonna go back to the draft, because you already have the separate brands, and for the most part, your champs are the only ones that go back and forth, and their factions, as we've seen. But if you're going to have the separate brands, you got to split those tag titles back out. I mean, you can't, or you have to actually announce, hey, we're going to do like we did with this belt. We're just going to make this one belt. But the purpose of having the draft and the separate brands is so that it doesn't get stale. Okay?
Yeah.
If my Raw roster stays the same and my SmackDown roster stays the same, it's going to end up being the same matches over and over, and you don't want that. That's the beauty of the draft. Now, one of my favorite things about the draft is that now the announce team is draftable.
Yeah, that's fun.
We might get Corey Graves and Pat McAfee on the table together. Why they didn't do this from the start, I don't know. But you already had a built-in feud right there that I wanted to see. They don't have to have a match. Their verbal sparring at the announce table was fun for me.
Yeah. Well, you might get that at Mania because commentators for both nights is going to be the threesome of or triple threat of Michael Cole, Pat McAfee
Easy.
and Corey Graves. So
And Punk's going to be a special guest commentator, they said.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be showing up for the Seth Rollins Drew McIntyre match.
Yeah. Another name that has been floating around as we're continuing to discuss commentators, the return of Mauro Ranallo is a possibility. And I think that would be damn good. I went back on the YouTube and I was looking at some of the matches back in the days of SmackDown when Vince was still there and Mauro was on commentary. And God, I just forgot how good that guy is on the mic, man. So good. And if this draft does happen, we could possibly see Mauro Ranallo make a return. And if it doesn't happen with any of the SmackDown or Raw, at least maybe NXT, because
you remember why he left, right?
I know why he left. I understand why he left. I know, but there's a different atmosphere there now. Like there's a different atmosphere in the WWE, and
as long as JBL is gone, Mauro Ranallo returning could be a workable thing because he was great on commentary. Yeah. But if you have JBL in there, even as a guest for one night, I just see bad things happening because whether Mauro was being bullied by JBL or not, you're going to still have that bad blood.
Yeah, but again, it's a different atmosphere. It's a different climate in WWE now with Vince gone. It could happen. You never know. I mean, I'm not a big JBL guy. I've never been.
I can't stand JBL.
Yeah, I've never been.
He can stay on his island in the middle of the ocean and disappear.
Yeah, I kind of agree. But if as I just think that Mauro should return because I think that's what the fans want. Like the true fans of WWE and those who remember the magic that he brought onto the mic. I think that would be fantastic if he made a return. So we'll just have to keep our eyes open and see what happens. But let's move on because there was a bit of a twist up tonight. Andrade was on a SmackDown, and the tensions between Rey Mysterio and the LWO and Santo Escobar's Legado del Fantasma saw another collision course with their female members, Zelina Vega and Elektra Lopez, squaring off in a one-on-one showdown. Now, interestingly, alongside Santos Escobar, Elektra was also accompanied by the new ally, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, in the surprise appearance of Andrade, who has been a prospect for Dom's group Judgment Day for weeks. But the match between Vega and Lopez, after weeks of their personal tensions, came head-to-head in a fast action match on SmackDown. A timely distraction by Dominic Mysterio gave Elektra the opening to connect her finisher and pin Zelina for the win. And following the bout, Rey Mysterio was checking in, and Dominic attacked the former WWE Hall of Famer from behind, just as Andrade was looking to join them for the assault. He shocked the universe and immediately switched sides and joined the LWO. So that's kind of cool. Now we know that Andrade, where his loyalty lies, where Andrade is siding with. So it's kind of cool that happened. And now there's a big change up in the WrestleMania 40 match with Dragon Lee, who was attacked backstage. And what? Is everything okay?
Heyman's just opened up a box, pulled out the old trench coat, put the headset on.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's time for nostalgia. Oh, by the way, just a quick thing. In our private chat, we were talking about Mrs. Triple H, if you will. So you're gonna put the infamous hat on?
Oh yeah.
There we go. ECW. There we go. It's a beautiful thing. This is kind of a funny little thing. Stephanie McMahon
There we go.
has her ECW beret on. Remember when she was the purchaser of ECW? That
I
little
find
storyline.
it kind of amusing that she's got the ECW beret because she's the reason that Heyman got fired from the work he was doing for ECW. And as long as they kept him away from the money, which they did, he was perfect for the job they hired him for, and she blamed him for the botched ratings on the ECW stuff.
Yeah.
It's all fuzzy to me, but it was fun while it lasted. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I thought it was okay. It wasn't horrible.
That was a December to Dismember, by the way.
Well, there was that.
Yeah. And
it was the birth of John Morrison.
That's
my favorite. One
yeah,
of my favorites of all time. So
sure. Let's
right,
move on because we got more news to talk about. This edition of SmackDown featured the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale with an array of Raw and SmackDown stars, and it was kind of cool to see Bronson Reed, I think deservingly, win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I thought it was. I don't know. I really didn't watch the match. Max, you had some pretty strong words about the match. Go.
Yeah. Look, I'm not upset about Bronson Reed winning. I'm not upset about Bronson Reed winning. Congratulations to the guy. I hear he's great in the ring. I'm warming up to him. But congratulations to Bronson on your win. But overall, that match just looked shitty. I'm sorry, it did. The first thing I noticed was when Garza got eliminated. And I'm sorry, it looked too much like Garza just went, "Oh, let me throw myself out."
yeah, that was hilarious.
One of the guys from Pretty Deadly did throw himself out, and he made it look funny. Garza just made it look like crap, and the majority of that match was just terrible. We've seen better booking on that Battle Royal. We've seen them eliminate better on that Battle Royal. When Almost got himself eliminated, it looked terrible. He put the Creed brothers over, and then he just kept going and just followed them over. They weren't pulling on him. He just kept going. It looked stupid.
No, somebody was behind him. Yeah. I don't remember who.
They showed the replay. It was just the three of them over there at the ropes.
Well, he's a big mother trucker, man.
I know. All I'm saying is I'm not upset about Bronson winning, but overall that match was terrible.
Yeah, Baron, were you a fan of that match at all? Did you watch it?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the TV. Was I like, you know what I'm saying?
You weren't Space Out moments. You weren't like glued to your television.
No, I was in Space Mountain during that time. The real Space Mountain, not the Flair Space Mountain. But they're not meant to be good. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they've ever been good. They've never really. Right. It was always like Braun Strowman winning or something along those lines. But I think that was something that could have been meant for the kickoff show. I feel like now that they moved it to the night before on SmackDown, it means less. You know. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I never have been either.
Which, you know what, I'm kind of glad you mentioned Space Mountain, because I mentioned this in the chat, our private Facebook chat last night. Did you know those Friday plan commercials for the knockoff Viagra? If you watch TV and you see those commercials, you just might see the Nature Boy
wings.
Ric Flair talking about knockoff Viagra, and I don't think he mentioned Space Mountain, but he should have.
I did.
Exactly. You did, yeah.
Longest ride, longest line.
Absolutely. It's just that's just I was laying in bed one night and I wasn't really paying attention to the TV, and I heard something about I heard a voice. It didn't sound like Flair, but he kept going woo woo, and I like that should wake something up inside of me to say, God damn, that's Ric Flair.
I can never do the woo without doing the wings now. Have you ever seen his commercial or whatever for the wings he came out with? He's like, woo, wings! It's just like, I cannot stop doing that. Woo, wings!
Well, he's got his own energy drink now, too. Damn.
Yeah, Ric Flair's going big.
Oh,
Good for
yeah.
him.
Go hard or go home, man. Telling you.
He's just a walking, talking, strutting gimmick.
He is, man. He is.
He's actually got, now that we mentioned it, he also has his strain of weed. Like
does he
out
really?
here in the Midwest, he's got his own Ric Flair drip, is what they call it.
Are you serious?
Swear, I wish I could show you guys the package. I don't know if I've thrown it away or not, but next time we're on the show, I'll pull it out.
Smoked it all.
What do you think I'm gonna do? Put it in a case and throw it up on the shelf? Oh, yeah, that's getting smoked, but I think I kept the package somewhere.
For prosperity.
Yeah, for prosperity and for
legacy.
legacy.
Wasn't that great, by the way. But
so was it woo wings or woo weed?
It's Ric Flair drip is what they call it, and it's got his logo on it. And it's got his hair or whatnot. It's pretty good.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I don't want anything I'm smoking to be labeled drip.
Especially Ric Flair.
That sounds like a really bad porno.
So let's move on because we kind of got some breaking news for the Hall of Fame 2024 induction ceremony lineup. We've been talking about Heyman being inducted by the Tribal Chief, as well as a special counsel to the WWE Undisputed champion Roman Reigns. Max, you just sent us something in the Facebook chat that I want you to share to everybody here listening.
So, because we're doing this show, I haven't started the Hall of Fame. I know J-Bone had to turn his down a little bit, so I don't know if he heard what was said. But apparently, Heyman is going off. He's calling out Vince. He's saying Triple H saved the locker room from terrible leadership. And I'm going to be honest, he's not wrong. But maybe this isn't the forum for that. Although if you're Heyman, any forum's the right forum for what you want to say, I guess.
Yeah, it's Heyman. It's his Hall of Fame. And, like, he's not wrong. And I think it's time people, like, acknowledge Triple H just a bit more. You know?
Yeah. But here's a question. Will they cut that out of the Hall of Fame of the replay?
I hope not.
I don't think so.
I hope not either, but you never know. It's the WWE; they could cut it out. So, and if they do, it's crap. But
it wouldn't be the first time they cut something out that they didn't want going out. And if you remember, what show was it?
If they do anything, they'll censor it. But beyond that, I don't think they would.
Was it Rumble at the press junket afterwards where they tried to ask Triple H about the issues, the allegations against Vince, and he was like, "Listen, I just want to talk about the good right now. We're coming off one of our best pay-per-views ever, and I just want to talk about that."
Right, and I agreed with that 1,000%.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I totally agree. That wasn't the time. That wasn't the place to talk about that. No time or place is to talk about the allegations with Vince. We just need to let it go. And if there's any more news that is pertinent to that situation, we'll definitely let you know. But from now on, we just need to focus on the good that the WWE is embarking on, because they're about to take a whole new journey outside of the PG era and go into the Renaissance era. And when they go to Netflix, I think that's going to be a big fat game changer for the company and for the way that they book the shows and how they write the shows and how they're going to get a little more edgier with the content. I think it's going to be good, man, because we've needed this breath of fresh air. This is the first time in a long time I think a lot of fans have been active into watching the.
They're killing it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and we're seeing the fall of AEW because we thought for the longest time, AEW was going to be the saving grace because we knew what shit show Vince was pulling at WWE when he was in charge. And here comes Tony Khan with all of his money. And he says, hey, I'm just going to snatch all your guys because they don't want to be in your environment and they can come join you over here. And they figured out that the grass really isn't always greener on the other side. And they went back to WWE just as soon as Vince was nearly out of the company. And now that Vince is gone, we're seeing a whole new side of what we've never seen or we haven't seen in a long damn time. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this. Kudos to Triple H. Kudos to everybody backstage making this work, making the Renaissance era work of WWE. And I'm there. I'm here for it. I think we're all here for it. So
it's funny you mentioned that. Because we've talked about how Triple H loosely calls it the Renaissance era. We've talked about how we agree with that because WWE is seeing a Renaissance. Cody was on Amiri Nawani. Is that the guy's name?
Yeah.
And he called it the Renaissance era on there. But Cole, when he was out there at the press thing today in Philly, he called it the Triple H era. He says, can we all agree that this is the Triple H era?
I mean, it really is.
Right.
It's the Triple H era. It's the Renaissance era, but this is the Triple H era of this company because finally he has control of what he wants to do and how he sees the storylines going from here on out. And he doesn't have Vince McMahon to tell him no. He doesn't have really
last minute.
Yeah, just all you got to remember is the start. I guess not really the start, but the middle section of NXT. Do you guys remember how phenomenal like NXT was?
Oh, dude,
so
yeah.
Just imagine the unlimited budget he gets for this stain. Like, yeah, dude's killing it.
Yeah.
So to go back to the original topic, good on Paul Heyman. They better not delete it out of there. If they do, we now have it on record.
Yeah,
apparently.
Big kudos to Paul Heyman.
It's not the first time he's done something like this. He came out on SmackDown, and Vince was in the ring. Taz was on commentary at the time. And they did an interview at one point, and Heyman said about this particular promo that he had gone to Vince before heading out and said, do you want to hear and go over what I'm going to say, or do you just want me to do it? And Vince says, make the fans react. So Heyman said, okay. So Vince goes down. He's doing his thing. Here comes Heyman, and Heyman's in the ring, and he's going off about how bad Vince is. And he's like, and you've taken this monster, this submission, this suplex machine, Taz, and you've turned him into a soft little bitch doing commentary at ringside. And he went off.
Yeah.
Now, everybody has always said that even though Vince allowed it because they talked about it ahead of time and Heyman said he was going to go off, this was more of a shoot than a work. And I believe it, especially considering what he said tonight at the Hall of Fame. Heyman has never had good blood when it comes to Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
I'm a Paul Heyman guy too.
I am too. I've always been a Paul Heyman guy. I've always been, even when we were doing the ECW review show, I loved listening to Paul Heyman talk when he would, and he's gold on the mic, man. He's just so good on the microphone.
He's a brilliant mind.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
I sent you guys a picture. We normally start off the show with breaking news about a certain somebody, but because I did the breaking news about Sandman tonight, we kind of forgot. So I sent you a picture. Barr sent me that picture from the ECW tribute tonight, and that is actually a picture of Crowbar. And if you look closely at his nose, that's Tony Khan in 20 years.
J-Bo, pull up that picture at all? Can you pull up that picture for everybody to see?
I can.
Yeah.
Why are they doing the ECW
because WrestleMania
show during Hall of Fame when the ECW?
Well, the show actually started this afternoon, so it would be over in time for Hall of Fame. But it was going on during SmackDown.
Oh.
Which is, it's okay. I'd rather go to the ECW thing to watch SmackDown, honestly.
Well, especially
now. There's the picture that Max is talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can zoom in any better. I don't think you can, but that nose is big. That is a cocaine nose.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. This is Tony Khan 20 years from now, minus the girl.
Yeah. And the reason we didn't do the TK thing, the breaking news TK thing, it's not about all elite wrestling right now. It is about WWE. It is the biggest night. It's the biggest weekend of the history of this company, and we need to just focus on what WWE is doing, because finally it's something that we can all agree that it's just so damn good. It really is really good.
Then can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
I asked it in the messenger chat, but nobody answered me there.
Oh.
What WrestleMania moment made you cry the hardest? And why is it Shawn Michaels saying, "I love you" to Ric Flair before super kicking him for the win?
Oh.
Why is it? Because it's his legacy, man. He just super kicked his legacy into next year, He really did. And he has so much respect for Flair. He had so much respect for him. And Flair just kind of knew, okay, this is the end of the road, for me going to WrestleMania. Let's just make this good, And I think Shawn just agreed that this is just so good. So,
such good shit.
That's
good shit. But was it as good as Shawn versus Taker? I think that was when it comes to professional wrestling, just in general, that was in my mind, I think the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. Of course, my opinion, and it's actually could be top 2 best matches ever on anything. And that was kind of an emotional time because it was so good. Yeah.
I'll tell you what brought a tear to my eye was when Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I apologize, I can't remember which Mania this was, but when Stone Cold Steve Austin sided with Vinnie Mac. That was rough.
We were just talking about, Flair and Shawn Michaels, but what about Owen Hart and Bret Hart, man?
Best Mania match ever.
Ever. And you can't argue with that. Bret and Owen.
I haven't
WrestleMania 10.
Great. It was great.
That was the best WrestleMania moment ever, because it's brother versus brother, and we're getting another brother versus brother on
every
WrestleMania
15 years.
Yep.
You guys will probably hate me for saying this, but rest in peace, obviously Owen Hart. Mm-hmm. I was never, growing up watching wrestling, ever a fan of Bret Hart, and to this day I still kind of am not, because it was always Shawn Michaels for me, and Shawn Michaels and Bret were always
oh yeah,
number 1, number 2, and I always wanted Shawn to just knock off Bret Hart, which he obviously did. I was never a big fan of Bret Hart.
Bret Hart got he got the wrong end of the stick when it came to the WWF. He really did, and Vince just walked all over Bret Hart, which is the big reason why he jumped ship and went to WCW. But Bret Hart was never in the good graces of Vince, even when he held the title. You know, I think Vince really never respected Bret as an athlete, as a superstar. And I think
yes
that
and no. I mean, like, he was his number one guy for many years.
He was, but Bret couldn't. I don't think Bret was a yes man. I don't think Bret was a yes man.
And he kind of fell off with the fans too during a period of time, and that's
Yeah.
and the thing was, it was actually like a very big pivotal moment for transitional into the Attitude Era. Like, that's kind of where it went after that.
Yeah.
So kudos to that.
If I remember correctly, Bret was not one of the, I'll get the drugs your doctor's giving kind of guys. And that didn't sit well with Vince.
Yeah. So, like I said, Bret got the shitty end of the stick. And that's one of the big reasons why he jumped ship to WCW when he did. So, but
yeah, he had a different mindset from so many of the other guys. Like, he wasn't Hogan, you know.
Yeah. Bret was not a yes man at all, and he never will be a yes man. And that's what Vince wants. I mean, if you wanted to succeed in his business, in his world, you had to say, okay, Vince, yes, Vince, whatever you like, Vince. You know, how high do you want me to jump, Vince?
You had to join the Kiss My Ass Club. Like,
you did have to join the Kiss My Ass for real. Kiss My Ass.
You gotta remember, you're a cog in the whole, you know,
in the
generator
whole system
of things, and it's not your company. You know, no matter how much you may, you know, disagree with your boss and stuff, you got to realize it's
not your company. It's not. It is your job, and no, it's not your company. But you're carrying that company on your back, and you have to realize that if you hold a belt and you are going out and doing all these promos for the company, and you're going to these talk shows for the company, and you're doing this and that and this and that, showing up for every single Raw, showing up for every single SmackDown, whatever the case may be, and you're defending the belt, and you're going out and you're talking good about the company, you should have some sort of say-so for that company. You should have some kind of say-so, especially if you're holding the belt.
The biggest yes man,
the
biggest yes man that the WWE ever knew, also got his way on a lot of stuff, but he did not get his way on who was going to end his streak. I mean, Taker could walk into that office and say, "Hey, I want to face this person on this night," and Vince would be like, "Cool, we'll make it happen." But when it came to the end of the streak, I don't know if you guys saw his interview. He said that the two ideas that were pitched to him were Brock and Roman. And he said it wouldn't really make a difference for either of them to end the streak. But it would propel the career of another guy, and that's who he wanted to give the streak to. And Bray Wyatt was not the company's choice, so he didn't get to end the streak, even though Taker wanted to drop it to him.
Yeah. Right. And another yes man was John Cena, because he pretty much got his way. Whatever he wanted to do, he got to do it. He definitely got to do it. Let's move on and talk about the end of SmackDown tonight before we give you our predictions for night one of WrestleMania. The final edition of Friday Night SmackDown, the go-home show for WrestleMania 40 Night 1, ended in a similar scenario that was witnessed on this week's Raw. The only difference was the tables were turned. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins smacking the shit out of Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso tonight with the belt. Yeah. And that was super cool, man. And then you know, Cody cut one hell of a promo, honestly. I mean, Cody's just so damn good on the microphone, and I'm really happy that he is back in with the good graces of the company, and he's back in with the company, and he's certainly been missed. And this was just another big buildup of not only the tag team match and not only Seth Rollins' match and Cody's match, but it was also a really good buildup of brother versus brother. So it was exciting to see this. Barry, were you excited to see this moment on SmackDown, which was probably moment of the night, honestly?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, definitely moment of the night. It was a little weird SmackDown, just going through it all. I guess this is always kind of like that for the go home show to protect the big wrestlers going into Mania and whatnot. So it's definitely always been a kind of slower one, but yeah, it's definitely, and it makes me look forward to the Usos at Mania, which I think is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah. Max, were you equally as excited about this segment on SmackDown?
First, I want to talk about Monday before I give my answer to that. You're the architect. You always have a plan B. You're the revolutionary. You're the visionary. And your plan B was that Cody really wasn't out of the building. That was it. It was just the three of you to take on the entire bloodline. You've seen what they do when they're all together. You didn't come up with a better plan, Mr. Architect. But knowing that Roman and Brock were out of the building tonight, that plan worked beautifully on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And look at Cody. Oh, his go-home promo. When one story ends, another great story begins. That got me.
Yeah. J-Bone, you thought that the match, you thought that this segment was really good, right?
Yeah, just the way everything's played out over the last few weeks, the way Roman and The Rock got one up on Cody and Seth for a few weeks in a row, and now finally Cody got a little revenge with Seth on, well, at least part of the bloodline. Was nice to see, so a little tit for tat. It's usually when stuff like that happens right before, you can kind of guess who's gonna win what. Well, we're no genies in the bottle, so no
Christina
matter how much
Aguilera.
I think I kind of am a little genie in a bottle. J-Bone. I feel like a genie in a bottle.
You feel like a genie?
Don't you try rubbing me.
Gotta rub it the right way.
You trying to rub me?
Yeah, don't
the only one who's rubbing me is Mrs. Bone. So.
Mrs. J-Bone, right? Well, it has come to that time, ladies and gentlemen, where we are getting ready for night one of WrestleMania tomorrow. Let's go. And who's ready for some predictions? First and foremost, let's run down the card of night one. Let's run it down. So I'm going to start with, let's see.
Let's start with tomorrow.
We're going to start with tomorrow, but I kind of want to go into how I think they're going to program this or whatever. Okay, so the 6-woman tag match, the tag team match, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill against Naomi and Damage Control. You have the undisputed WWE
and Naomi.
And Naomi, versus Damage Control. I'm sorry.
The
way that they wrote this is weird. Undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions 6-pack tag team ladder match. The Judgment Day versus the Awesome Truth versus the New Day versus DIY versus New Catch Republic versus A-Town Down Under. You have the Intercontinental Champion match between Gunter and Sami Zayn. You have brother versus brother, Jimmy and Jay. You have the women's, you have the women's world championship match, Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch, and then the match to determine the Bloodline band or Bloodline rules: Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins versus Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Roman Reigns. Baron, since you will not be, you'll miss part of WrestleMania. I'm going to give it to you first for your predictions, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to definitely watch the whole thing. If I miss a couple of these, matches, I won't be too upset. So I'm gonna keep tally of everybody's picks for each night, and then when we come on Sunday, we will see who had the better record. All right.
All right. Now let me before you start. I'm going to open up a document here, and I'm going to title this Baron's. Oh, come on, Baron's picks. I don't need a printer. Baron's picks. Okay. Go ahead. I'm ready.
All right. So, starting with the 6-woman tag match, I think this is I'm going to say a squash match. I think it's going to be very fast. I think Jade is going to tear the house down. And then I think we're going to get a little stare-off between Bianca and Jade in that match. I think something's going to happen there. So I'm going to go with Jade and Bianca on that one. I think that's, like I said, easy pick, quick squash match. Then we got Rey Mysterio and Andrea, right?
Andrade.
Yeah, versus,
I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
It's not Dragon Lee.
Yeah, I'm going to go with this is going to be my wild pick of the night. I'm going to go with Dom, Dirty Dom on this one.
Ooh.
I think that's I want them to elevate that guy. I think he hits every single time he comes out to the crowd. It's just booing him, and I love it. And that's kind of heat that I like. It's not really a go away heat. I think it's personal, like FU heat, which I like. So yeah, Dirty Dom on that one. This one, the 6-pack ladder match. This is, I think, like we talked about last week, my least favorite one.
Yeah, this is gonna be a shit show, honestly.
It's gonna be a shit show. It's just gonna be fucking ladders thrown at everybody.
Yeah.
Clusterfuck of a match. I'm gonna go with the Awesome Truth to win this one. Hope to see them pick a dub on that. But I think it'll be a fun match to watch. Just not the greatest.
Yeah.
You think the Awesome Truth are going to be the new tag team champions? All right.
Put the belts on them, baby. Put the belts on them.
So before you make that your final answer for a pick, I just want to point out that Cole did make it sound like to win both sets of belts, you have to pull both sets of belts. And if you put Truth at the top of the ladder, he may not remember to pull both sets of belts.
So I guess I missed this part. So like you were just saying, so one team can grab one set of titles?
It's possible.
Okay. So there could be two winners out of this match.
Usually what happens when you do something like this is whoever gets up there and pulls the belts just grabs everything. But the way Cole worded it on Raw, on commentary, and we know Cole has made mistakes before or spoken out of turn, the way he worded it, it sounds like if you want to win both the red and the blue, you got to pull both the red and the blue. If you pull just the blue, you get the blue and somebody else can go after the red.
So if that happens, Baron, what are you thinking? If okay, first, do you think Awesome Truth will go with Raw? Obviously, they'll go with the Raw tagged belts.
Yeah.
So, and what if? Who do you think?
Let's just put that just in case. Yeah, I guess both of them. And then I'll go with.
New Catch. Do you think New Catch Republic would be a good SmackDown tag champs?
No, I want Judgment Day. I want Judgment Day to hold on to those titles. So,
all right. Who do you got for brother versus brother?
I'm gonna go like 0 for fucking 6 on this. What am I doing? I'm throwing out the wild balls because I think this is what happens with Mania.
It's Mania season, man.
Yeah, you never know.
All right, brother versus brother.
I'm gonna go with No Yeet on this one.
Oh,
all right. Okay, Jimmy.
I'm gonna go with Jimmy. I think this is Bloodlines night. I think Jimmy's gonna win this one. Then we got Gunther versus Sami Zayn.
Yep. It's a hard one to pick.
This is a really hard one to pick, but I don't see Sami Zayn beating Gunther, and I will not understand it if he does beat Gunther. I will not. It doesn't make any sense. I know people want Gunther to drop the title and move on, but
so do you think if
Sami's not going to be the guy?
So do you think if Gunther wins, Baron, do you think that Sami Zayn and Chad Gable could have a feud? Because it seems like to me that they're setting it up for a feud, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely it could be a possibility. I feel bad for Sami Zayn in a way because we always and I don't blame anybody but the fans. They just pushed him to the limit last Mania. I mean, he had one of the biggest storylines for Mania. With the bloodline, he was him and Kevin Owens and all that. And now he's down to, he just moves down every single time.
Right.
But I'm gonna go with Gunther for sure.
Okay.
Then for Rhea versus Becky. God. Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
This is a rough one. I'm going Ripley on this one.
Okay.
I think she deserves to win. And she's killing it right now for sure.
Okay.
Then the main event.
Main event,
baby. This is a lock guarantee. 1 point that I'm gonna get. The Rock and Roman have to win this. If they lose this match, that changes everything for night 2. And my prediction there. I do also believe this is one of the, as cool as it's going to see The Rock in the ring. I feel like this is one of the most unnecessary matches that was needed to be made. Seth Rollins is his match to Drew McIntyre means absolutely nothing. There hasn't been any build. The entire build has been Rollins with the bloodline. I feel like this is just, trying to put that big marquee matchup at the main event, and that's all that's there for. But yeah, The Rock and Roman for sure.
Sure. All right, let's go with J-Bone next. Who do you got?
There's some quick breaking news. I'll just quick bust this out here. Breaking news. Thank you, Bells boy. Mark Briscoe is the new Ring of Honor World Champion, pinning Eddie Kingston. God. Congrats to Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, congrats to Mark Briscoe, man.
All right.
Let's go back to WrestleMania picks. J-Bone.
Let's see here. 6-woman tag team match. We got Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi versus Damage Conqueror. I gotta go with Team Belair, Cargill, and Naomi.
Okay.
They're gonna crumble. I just love that team together. They just look like they're gonna dominate.
I hate to cut you off, but I think we missed one with Baron. I totally missed this. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, I'm looking at Sunday. Nope, never mind. Go ahead, J-Bone. I'm sorry.
Got it.
Okay.
I was like, what did I guess?
Is why I'm just going to go straight down the list on Wikipedia when it's my turn.
It's weird because I'm going I see so I'm on WWE's website and I see the matches from top to bottom, the main event all the way down to the beginning of the show, which is really freaking stupid. But okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, J-Bone.
It's okay. Can I go now?
You can go. Go ahead, man.
Okay. The 6-women tag team match, said that one. Rey Mysterio and it's not Dragon Lee, so they got to update the site here, but it's now Andrade versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom. Oh God. I I think Andrade and Ray are going to take this one.
Okay.
Let's see. Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship 6-pack Tag Team ladder match. Got a feeling we're going to get a surprise tag team, so I'm just going to throw the surprise out there real quick. I think the Dudley Boys are going to make an appearance. Do I think they're going to win? No. So it's not going to be like when the Hardys came back a handful of years ago and won the whole shebang. Because it should have been Enzo and Big Cass that night, to be honest. I don't know if they're going to split up the titles like you had mentioned, Baron, but that certainly is a possibility. That would be interesting. I'm going to go with A-Town Down Under for the win here.
To win them all?
Yeah. And then if they decide to like split up the tag teams in the draft or something, then we'll see what happens. But
okay.
Well, Taker's coming out. Thanks. Sorry.
Focus.
ADD. Squirrel.
I know.
Jay, brother versus brother, if you will. Jay Uso versus Jimmy Uso. I gotta go with Jay. Man, his solo run has been fun to watch, and he's got so much charisma. But he needs a big win. He hasn't had like the really super big mega win, and he needs this over his. It's gonna. It once and for all is gonna take him out of the bloodline storyline. But it's also going to be bittersweet it's going to be bittersweet.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, I got a feeling these two are going to hug it out in the end, but they're still going to go their separate ways. But these two are on top right now. I've been a fan of the Usos since their inception into this company. Mm-hmm. And to see them come this far has been a joy. I got to say that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Jay's taking this one. Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the IC title, or as my wife likes to call it, the Intercontinental. She's a goofy one. Yeah, this is a hard one. You know what? Screw it. Sami Zayn needs a Mania. I mean, he had a great Mania moment last year, headlining night one with KO winning the tag titles. But he needs like his own Mania moment. I feel like. I think he's still recovering from that humiliation from Johnny Knoxville a few years ago.
Yeah,
which was damn funny though. that 5-foot hand just walloping Sami Zayn. I'm myself over that. Sami Zayn's going to win this one.
Okay.
Women's World Championship match. Rhea Ripley defending against Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
I got to give it to Mommy. I love Becky Lynch, but I got to give it to Mommy. Match to determine the Bloodline band or Bloodline rules. Cody and Seth versus The Rock and Roman. This one's going to get ugly.
Oh, it's super ugly.
Really, really ugly.
Mm-hmm.
But The Rock and Roman are going to come out on top here, which is just going to leave everything wide open for the next night. I mean, yeah, the odds are going to be against Cody, but what Cody's going to have in his back pocket.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but hello, Mrs. J. Bone, and welcome to the chat. Something more important came up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so that's two Rock and Roman predictions that we've gotten so far between J-Bone and the Baron. This is, I mean, it's gonna be a hell of a match, but it has really been built up very, very well, and we're all looking forward to it. So, those are your predictions. You're locking those in, right, guys? So far,
Lock them in, baby.
All right, we're gonna get to Max here in a minute. J-Bone, lock them in.
Locked in.
All right, let's go with Max.
All right. First thing, I got to do something. This has been bugging me all night. We need to talk about the elephant in the room. All right. I want you to look at J-Bone. Look at his background. What do you see? You see wrestling action figures. I want you to look at Baron's background. What do you see? Looks like a dresser. There's some stuff on it, some window blinds. It's a normal room. You look behind me. What do you see? You see these curtains and these doors. But if you look behind Dizzy, what is that cardboard box doing just sitting there? Is this your storage room or your studio?
A little both.
Okay. All right.
Thanks for
Damn, Max.
Oh, dude. Thanks. I appreciate you.
It's the office / dump zone. It's we all have one.
Max, your picks are going to get lost mysteriously.
I was told in the chat to be nice. And I pointed out that I'm the heel of the show. I'm not supposed to be nice. I've been nice too long. It was time for me to be me again.
I ought to clean it up.
Heel turn.
Yeah. You know what? I should clean it up, but you know what? I don't really care. So
I mean, that's all weed behind me. There's nothing better behind me. Literally, all weed.
Cardboard box.
Just a big old ball.
I mean, just
hey, it brings out the natural being of this podcast.
Absolutely. It's just a big cardboard box. That's
what this box. It's a man in a box.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Fun in a box.
Sorry. I feel so bad. I'm so sorry, Dizzy. I realize now what's really going on. You do the show at the radio station, and that box is your bedroom when you're done recording Ramblers. I'm so sorry. I was insensitive.
Can we get with your picks, please? Or else we just mysteriously disappear, and nobody will give a shit about you. So let's go.
I am starting at the top and working my way down. Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. I love the man. I really do, but I think Rhea Ripley is going to hold on to this belt. Gunther versus Sami Zayn.
Hold on. You got to go a little bit fucking slower than that, man. Why can't you start where everybody else started and go from the bottom to the damn top? My God.
If I start at the bottom and go to the top, I start with Bloodline going to red.
Let's go with 6. Are you on the WWE's website or are you on?
I went to Wikipedia because that's where I always go.
All right. Well, if you are going to do this, you have got to slow down because I'm taking notes, Dick.
Okay.
So what do we? What?
I got you. All right.
First
match we have is Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. I love the man, but I think it's gonna be the Eradicator. Mommy will retain her title.
Okay. Next one.
Up next, we have Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title.
God.
I love Sami Zayn. I would love to have him have his WrestleMania moment. I don't see him ending the streak of Gunther. I don't see the streak of Gunther ending anytime soon. I say Gunther wins this. Up next on my list, are you still with
Slower.
me? Next.
I'm kidding.
On my list.
Not even a court stenographer would be able to keep up with Max.
All right. Up next on my list, we have the 6-pack tag team ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. Hold on a second, because while we're here, I'm going to look at this. Let's see if it states it one way or the other on here.
Speaking of fucking squirrel, okay.
No, that's March 11th. That's
Na 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 na.
Listen, do you want to confirm the rules or no?
Go ahead. I was waiting for you. I was just giving the folks some hold music. Na, 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 na.
Oh, here. Hang on. Here we go. You want some? You want some music? Here we go.
What, I wasn't pretty enough? I mean, there we go. Some pretty music there. I like it. I dig it.
It's like I called AT&T all over again.
Your call is important. Please wait on the line, and Max will give us his predictions at some point.
All right.
Please dial 7.
Yeah, right. If you would like weed, please dial 420.
Here's what it says as the only thing I have found in my search. It says, on commentary, Michael Cole explained the 6-pack ladder match will feature both sets of tag titles suspended above the ring. And I was kind of getting into the vibe with that. And will continue until both sets of titles are retrieved.
Okay.
So because he worded it that way and specified that, I'm treating this as a splitting match. And if they're splitting the titles, I'm going with Awesome Truth for Raw, and I'm going to go New Catch Republic for SmackDown. Okay. And for those of you taking notes, I will repeat that. The Awesome Truth for Raw and the New Catch Republic for SmackDown.
Did everybody get
what?
that?
I'm sorry. Please say again. What did they say on that? Please repeat.
It's going to be Max and Baron for Raw and Max and Baron for SmackDown.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Up next is a match.
Of an intro on Sunday, by the way, Max.
What's that?
You're getting one hell of an intro on Sunday, by the way.
That's all right. I'm okay with that. Up next, we have a match that I have hyped up repeatedly over the last few weeks. I mentioned it even before it was announced, knowing that it had to be coming. It's a match that has been done every 15 years, and I doubt it's going to rival the first one, but I can hope. It's going to be brother versus brother. And all I got to say is this match is yeet. Dizzy is no yeet, but the match is yeet.
Yeet.
All right, so Jey Uso. All right,
Jey
continue.
Uso. That brings us to the Fresh Princesses of Bel-Air versus Damage Control in a 6-woman tag team match. This is tough. I don't think you have Jade Cargill lose her debut match, especially when she's having her debut match on the grandest stage of them all. So I really think Bianca, Jade, and Naomi are going to win this against Damage Control.
Okay.
Up next, we have Rey Mysterio and Andrade versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom Mysterio.
Yes.
I suspect that we're going to see somebody turn on Sunday. And because of that turn, we're going to get Santos and Dirty Dom winning. I don't know who that somebody is, but I'm not going to state it right now. But I think that's what's going to happen. On Saturday, tomorrow, we're going to see the turn tomorrow night.
Yep.
And the main event of night one. I'm sticking with what I've been saying this whole time. I don't know that Seth is going to turn, but somehow The Rock and Roman are going to win this. It's the only thing that makes sense because Cody has to overcome everything Sunday night under Bloodline rules. So I'm saying the Bloodline, The Rock and Roman Reigns are winning the main events.
All right. Well, with that leaves it up to me. And I'm just going to type as I go because I'm keeping notes here for us to go over on Sunday for everybody's picks. So, and since Darren and J-Bone decided to follow the WWE website and Max did whatever the fuck he wanted, I'm going to follow the WWE website myself just to keep it uniform. All right. So for the six. Yeah.
At least mine was updated to Andrade.
For the six. Yeah. Fuck you. For the 6-woman tag team match versus between Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi versus Damage Control. I'm kind of with Max on this. I don't see Jade losing this match, and I don't see. I mean, I don't see Jade not winning. So I think it's going to be Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi for that. Let me write that down. Naomi. Okay, now we go to Rey Mysterio and that match. And let's see, versus. All right. You know how hard it is to talk and type at the same time? It really is so freaking hard since now this is the first time we've ever taken notes, by the way. Ever taken notes. Santa and Dirty Dom. All right.
That's not true. This is the first time any of you have ever taken notes. But in the past, when we've done predictions, I've written them down myself.
Okay. Well, fuck, you should have wrote all these down then, dude.
Just copy and paste their names.
Yeah, right. Well, no, because if I copied and pasted the names on WWE, this dumbass over here would have gone a whole complete different direction, and that would have been so fucking hard, especially if he's going. Anyway, no shit. All right, let's continue. Rey Mysterio and Andrade versus Santos and Dirty Dom. I'm gonna go on this one. I think I'm gonna go with Mysterio and Andrade because it's Andrade's his first WrestleMania match after coming back from AEW. I really don't see him losing, honestly.
It'll be his first match overall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, his first match overall. So I don't really see them making Andrade go over or I just see Andrade walking away with this victorious. Let's see the undisputed tag team championship 6-pack tag team match. You type that 6-pack tag match. I'm gonna go for the whole. Well, I kind of like the split titles, man. So I'm gonna go like this for Raw. I'm gonna go Awesome Truth, and for SmackDown, I want to say it's a toss-up, man. And I know I can't really put toss-ups between DIY and New Catch Republic because they're both so damn good. But I think
you gotta pick one, man.
I know. I got to pick one. I'm really high on New Catch Republic, but I'm also kind of high on DIY. I guess I'll go with New Catch Republic on that for SmackDown for the those titles. All right. Next up, we go brother versus brother. You know what? I think night one is going to be Bloodlines night. So with that, I think Jimmy is going to go over.
Yeet.
I think this is going to be Bloodlines night, man. I really do. I just do because they're going to work it up to Bloodline rules, for night 2. All right, we go to the Intercontinental Championship match between Gunther and Sami Zayn. I got to say, the way that they're pushing Sami Zayn is kind of like similar to how they pushed Kevin Owens way back in the day where he had to fight. He basically had to fight to get to where he is now. But I think Sammy, this whole Sammy and
Gable.
Yeah, Gable thing, I think that's going to come to a head. I think they're going to feud, and I think Sammy is going to lose, and I think Chad Gable is going to interfere somehow. I think Chad Gable is going to come out to the ring and say, "Sammy, you got this," and he's going to, distract Sammy, and Gunther is going to pin. So I think Gunther, because it's too high. I mean, Gunther is they're too high on Gunther right now. So I think Gunther will retain his Intercontinental Championship. All right, we move on to the Women's World Champ match between Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. I don't see Becky Lynch winning, especially if she's talking about, retirement, possible retirement. So I'm going to give this one to Rhea. And then we have the match to determine the bloodline rules. Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins, and The Rock and Roman Reigns. Like I said, this is going to be Bloodlines night. And I think it's going to be The Rock and Roman Reigns to win. Because Cody's going to have to work. He's going to have to work for it. He's going to have to fight for it. So those are the picks. Now, when everything is said and done, night one is over, we'll come back on Sunday and we will talk about all of the matches, our picks. And we're not going to go over the entire pay-per-view, but we're going to at least go over our picks and what we were excited about, what we weren't excited about, if we were right, if we were wrong. I have a feeling a lot of curveballs are going to be thrown on WrestleMania 40, so we'll just have to see. And Bell's boy, I think, has a good prediction there. Carlito could turn.
I know. That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't going to say it yet.
Yeah, I know. Well, we'll just have to see. I hope everybody enjoys WrestleMania. I hope everybody enjoys night one at least. Max, you have something else to add?
I have an opinion that I want to ask you guys. It has nothing to do with who wins and who loses this night two match. There has been speculation. I haven't seen anything on the dirt sheets or anything like that about it, but there's been some speculation. The WWE is considering instituting a new title. They're discussing the possibility of having a trios title, basically. So a 6-man tag championship. So my question, it's about a match that takes place on night two, but who wins and loses does not matter. So it's the Pride versus the Final Testament. So the question is, do you think this match and possibly the women's six-person tag match is a test to see how this would go if they did institute a trios title? I know we've had 6-person tags in the past, but it seems like they're making a bigger deal out of these.
Well, I've seen it in other companies, and other companies have, we'll just say,
AEW.
the team's already set up. They'd have to set up different teams that aren't already set up in the WWE, which could take place in a draft. I mean, people could unite, once going from one show to another. I don't see it happening, but you never know. Hell, they just picked a new championship called Speed. I got nothing on that.
It's Speed on X, so
Yeah.
Speed on X. Well, let me tell you,
Yeah, I know.
Is it your opinion?
Go ahead,
I personally, who knows? But I am not a fan of the trio title. I don't think it ever works out any time I've ever seen it done. It's just, I don't think there's enough teams for that. I don't think there's enough people uniting. I mean, there's definitely a roster for that. I just don't think it's ever interesting. I don't really get the point of it, I guess, other than just getting another title and throwing it on someone type of deal. But it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone can make it work, we're currently seeing the trios titles on AEW, and that's honestly lackluster. I mean,
awful. Yeah,
who cares?
Zero desire to care.
But if anybody could make it, but if anybody could make it work, it would be the WWE. It would be Triple H, because it's something new, it's something fresh, and I don't think it's ever been done in WWE history. So this would be, if we're going into a Renaissance era of the WWE and we're going to do new things and try different things, which is, a good fresh start of this new era, it would be a good opportunity to at least give this a test run. And I think this match on Sunday night will be a test run for it on Mania. So we'll definitely have to see if it is something that the fans want, if the fans pop, because ultimately it's up to us. It's up to the fans on what we want, and then Triple H understands that, and he knows that, what we want, and we're going to be very vocal about what we want as far as what we see in the WWE. So would it work? Maybe. I don't know. It's WWE. It could. Is it working on AEW? Not really. So, I mean, this could be a definite test run for that. So we'll have to see. But there you go. That's our predictions for night 1 of WrestleMania. I'm excited for it. And
are we not going to do night 2?
No, we're going to do night 2 on Sunday.
Oh, like earlier in the day.
Yeah, we're gonna do night 2 predictions on.
But not too early. I like to sleep in on the weekends.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do it.
8:15 a.m. Max. That's what time we're gonna do it.
Well, if we're doing December to December at the same time.
No.
Baron said he's gonna bring donuts so that we could do the early.
Ooh, yeah, donuts sound really good.
Some damn coffee too, man. I need some
coffee bongs, and
donuts.
That sounds like a hell of a morning to me. Sounds like a typical Sunday, actually.
Better grab some fucking apple fritters and some Long Johns, bro. I'm telling you. And don't forget the donut holes either, because I like those.
Oh, donuts. I like that sounds really good right now.
Donuts sound really
can I just get a bag of hash browns?
And you can't eat. Yeah.
Hash browns. Cheese
boys,
on it.
We're going to Waffle House.
Yes, let's go to Waffle House, boys.
I got a McDonald's literally a block away from my house. I just want a bunch of breakfast burritos. I'm sorry.
I know. Those breakfast burritos are pretty legit, honestly.
There is a McDonald's between me and Waffle House. Believe me when I say I will go right past that McDonald's to get some Waffle House.
Oh, I've heard marvelous things about Waffle House. I've never been to one.
Oh my God, you've never been to a Waffle House, J-Bone?
Is that a thing though? Up north?
Hold on.
I don't think there's even any in, like, the farthest I've been recently within the last few years. Like, and there isn't even a Waffle House in Chicago. At least I don't think.
You got to go to a Waffle House. Next time you're south, man, you got to go to a Waffle House, dude. Got to.
Oh, sure, man.
Got to. I think there's a Waffle House near you, Baron, right?
Literally, like,
a
2-minute walk from the house.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But that place it's so, I mean, I love it, but it's such a pain in the ass to actually get into because it's packed nonstop.
I know, because everybody loves a freaking Waffle House.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a Waffle House. All right.
I sent over a video that basically describes what Waffle House experiences are like.
We'll post that on our Facebook page, which is Ramblers Unleashed. You can follow and like us there. That is going to wrap it up for this show for tonight for round 1 of WrestleMania. Saturday night. We certainly hope you do enjoy it. And if you've made predictions alongside us, we hope to hear your predictions soon. You can let us know in the comments below. You can also reach out to us on social media, Facebook and X. Speaking of social media, gentlemen, how can they follow you? We'll go with the Baron.
Right here, Scumbag Jordan with 1, 2, 3 ends, baby.
3 ends, yes. Scumbag Jordan with 3 ends. Max Magus.
You can find me at Max Magus. You can find me at my other podcast Twitter at R Shots Podcast. Or go check out the website. It's random-shots.net. You're going to enjoy it if you're into nerd stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you know what? I honestly go give it a like, man. Go give it a check it out, and you'll like it if you are into like Star Wars and all sorts of goofy stuff that these guys just, I don't know where these guys pull it out of, man, but it's a really good show and we really enjoy it.
I've heard their producer is very busy coming up with topics all the time.
I hear he's the biggest asshole in the room too, but you know,
only in this room.
Right, only in this room, only to me.
Right there with that cardboard box.
Right. Well, yeah, I'll tell you where you can shove that cardboard box. J-Bone, how can they follow you, sir?
I'm an easy follow. You can follow me over on the Twitter box at JBone5150. That's JAYBONE 5150. You can also catch me every Thursday over on Total Nonstop Impact, where we cover all things TNA related in the world of Total Nonstop Action. And yeah. And once in a while, a Smash This podcast creeps out.
There you go. And you can follow the show on Facebook at Ramblers Unleashed, on X at the Ramblers Pod, and make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, tell your friends about us, and let's gain some more likes, let's gain some more follows, let's gain some more views on our videos, and it all starts with you. So thank you for watching, thank you for sharing. We certainly love you. Enjoy night 1 of WrestleMania. Again, we'll be back on Sunday afternoon, somewhere around there. We'll let you know on our social media feed what time we'll go live on Sunday, but we definitely will be back on Sunday. We'll talk about our predictions, and we'll give our predictions for night number dose of WrestleMania. So enjoy WrestleMania night 1, and we'll talk to you on Sunday. See ya!
Thanks for tuning in to Ramblers Unleashed. Follow the show on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click the bell icon for notifications of upcoming episodes.